creatinine. 3 vegetables seniors must eat and 6 toxic vegetables you should never touch. Before you cook another meal, there's something critical you need to know about the vegetables in your kitchen. Right now, in kitchens across America, millions of seniors with kidney disease are chopping vegetables they think are healthy, but are silently pushing themselves closer to dialysis. What if I told you that some of the most kidney-friendly veggies you religiously add to your grocery cart could be silently sabotaging your kidneys and driving up your creatinine levels right now? We're talking about hidden compounds that can overload your body's delicate filtering system, leach calcium from your bones, and even trigger lethal heart arrhythmias. The shocking truth is, this critical information simply isn't being shared widely enough, leaving millions of people unknowingly at risk. If your creatinine is above 1.2, this video could be the difference between keeping your kidneys functioning for decades or facing a machine 4 hours at a time, 3 times a week for the rest of your life. In this video, we will expose the 6 most common toxic vegetables that could be in your kitchen right now. And more importantly, we will arm you with the 3 true kidney cleansing heroes, scientifically proven to help protect your kidney health and lower high creatinine naturally. Stay until the end, because the #1 villain is a vegetable many of us eat multiple times a week. And the #1 hero is a very cheap and common spice you can enjoy every day. But before we dive in, we have to ask you a question. Before this video, which vegetable did you trust the most for your health? Let us know in the comments below. We'll read and respond to every single one. Just so you know, everything in this video is carefully researched and put together by real people and kept bias-free. 6 toxic vegetables to avoid. 6. Concentrated tomatoes. Kicking off our list of toxic vegetables is the ever-popular tomato. Few things feel as comforting and wholesome as a rich tomato sauce simmering on the stove. It's the heart of countless family meals. But the industrial process that puts that sauce in a jar turns this symbol of comfort into one of the most significant sources of hidden potassium in the modern diet that can spike creatinine levels. The enemy here isn't the tomato itself, but the simple act of concentration. To make sauce, manufacturers boil down vast quantities of tomatoes, evaporating the water, but leaving all the minerals behind. The result is a potassium payload of startling intensity. A single cup of an average pasta sauce can contain a massive 900 to 1,000 milligrams of potassium. For someone on a strict 2,000 milligram daily potassium limit, a single plate of spaghetti can wipe out nearly half of your entire safety budget. This forces you into an impossible corner for the rest of the day and pushes you dangerously close to the hyperkalemia threshold. This is why kidney dietitians and medical guidelines are unequivocal. While a few slices of fresh tomato, which contain moderate amounts of potassium, are generally fine, all forms of concentrated tomato products, pastes, purees, and most commercial sauces, are a major red flag. Fortunately, the solution is both delicious and empowering. A homemade roasted red bell pepper sauce can serve as a superior, kidney-safe base for all your favorite dishes, delivering that same rich, sweet flavor with only a fraction of the potassium. The lesson of the tomato is profound. How your food is prepared can be more important than what it is. By rejecting the concentrated product and choosing a whole food alternative, you reclaim your power from the food industry and take direct control of your health. 5. Asparagus. Asparagus is often praised as a symbol of sophisticated, healthy eating. Those slender, vibrant green spears look like the very picture of health. But behind this elegant facade lies a controversial truth, one that poses a hidden danger to anyone with vulnerable kidneys and elevated creatinine levels. The common myth, spread across countless websites, is that asparagus is a low-potassium vegetable. The hard data tells a different story. A standard serving of just 6 medium spears contains a surprisingly high 190 to 200 milligrams of potassium, placing it squarely on the borderline of the high potassium category. For a body with compromised kidneys that struggle to filter potassium, this number is critical. A buildup of potassium, known as hyperkalemia, isn't a minor inconvenience. It's a serious medical condition that can lead to muscle weakness and life-threatening heart arrhythmias or heart rhythm problems. It's the reason why most official dietary guidelines for kidney patients list asparagus as a food that must be eaten with extreme caution, if at all. So, does this mean you can never enjoy asparagus again? Not necessarily, but it requires a non-negotiable rule. Portion control is everything. Anyone with kidney disease or high creatinine, your absolute safety limit is 6 medium spears. Going beyond that puts you at unnecessary risk. And while it's true that asparagus is rich in other beneficial vitamins, that positive aspect is unfortunately overshadowed by the potassium risk. Furthermore, for anyone with gout or high uric acid, conditions that often coexist with kidney disease, be extra careful. Asparagus also contains moderate levels of purines, which can exacerbate the condition. Ultimately, asparagus is our first and most important lesson in nutritional vigilance. It proves that a food's healthy reputation is never enough. The only thing that truly protects you is knowing the specific data and how it applies to your body. 4. Swiss chard. Our next villain is a true double agent. Have you seen it at the farmer's market with its vibrant, rainbow-colored stems? But in the world of kidney nutrition, this beautiful vegetable is hiding a dark secret. It's not just a danger, it's a dual-threat villain that can worsen high creatinine levels. Let's break down this two-front assault. First, the potassium. A single half cup of cooked Swiss chard unleashes a staggering 483 milligrams of potassium, more than double the amount in asparagus. But the potassium is only the first wave of the attack. Paired with that massive potassium load is an extremely high concentration of oxalates, the sharp, crystal-forming compounds that are the primary cause of the most common type of kidney stones. It's a devastating pincer movement against your health. One front targeting your heart, the other targeting your urinary tract. This dual threat data can be the reason why you'll find Swiss chard on the avoid list in virtually every official dietary guide for kidney patients. The professional guidance is to steer clear of Swiss chard. Instead, embrace truly safe leafy greens like kale or romaine lettuce, which offer fantastic nutrition without this dangerous combination. Swiss chard is high in vitamin K, but for seniors with kidney vulnerabilities and high creatinine, this is a classic bad trade-off. The severe and immediate risks from the potassium oxalate combo far outweigh any other nutritional benefits. True health comes from being an educated consumer, understanding that what makes a food safe isn't its vibrant color, but its specific measurable contents. And hey, if this feels helpful so far, let us know you're out there by tapping that like button. It tells us to keep making content just like this. 3. Beets. For years, beets have been marketed as a miracle food for your blood flow. But if you have kidney disease with a high creatinine level, it's time to look past the marketing and see the betrayal hiding in that beautiful ruby red glass of beet juice. This vegetable is a nutritional Trojan horse, smuggling two dangerous compounds past your defenses. First, a half cup of cooked beets delivers 266 milligrams of potassium, pushing it firmly into the high potassium category. But the second, more hidden payload is the 76 milligrams of oxalates. To be clear, for anyone on a low oxalate diet, that single serving can obliterate nearly 80% of your entire daily safety limit. It creates a perfect storm, increasing your risk for both heart complications and painful kidney stones. Health authorities like the National Kidney Foundation, NKF, draw a hard line in the sand. Individuals prone to calcium oxalate stones should strictly limit or avoid beets entirely. An intelligent kidney-safe swap is roasted red bell peppers. They offer a similar sweetness and vibrant color to your dishes, but without the high-risk baggage. The argument for beets often centers on blood pressure and athletic performance. While valid for the general public, for those with kidney disease, the immediate proven risks of a potassium and oxalate overload are simply too great to ignore. So when it comes to beets, the most important label to read isn't the one on the bottle. It's the one written in your own medical history. 2. Spinach. From Popeye's biceps to the modern green smoothie, spinach is the ultimate symbol of nutritional power. But what if we told you that for a significant portion of the population, this celebrated hero is actually public enemy number 1 for kidney health? First, let's address the obvious threat: potassium. With around 420 milligrams per half cup of cooked spinach, it's a concern for kidney patients on that front alone. But compared to what's coming next, that potassium content looks almost harmless. The real danger isn't just about potassium this time. It's about a single devastating compound: oxalates. And when it comes to oxalates, spinach isn't just high, it's in a category of its own. A single half cup of cooked spinach contains an almost unbelievable 755 milligrams of oxalates. Let that number sink in. The recommended daily limit for a low oxalate diet is less than 100 milligrams. This means one small serving of spinach delivers a catastrophic overload, up to 15 times the safe daily amount. You are literally flooding your system with the building blocks for kidney stones. Imagine swallowing a spoonful of microscopic glass shards. That is the kind of internal damage we are talking about. So, without exception, every reputable medical and dietary source places spinach at the absolute top of the must-avoid list for anyone with a history of calcium oxalate kidney stones. While boiling can reduce some oxalates and pairing it with calcium can block absorption, the starting number is so overwhelmingly high that the most prudent course of action is clear: eliminate it from your diet. The case of spinach is the ultimate proof that a superfood for the general population can be a supervillain for seniors with elevated creatinine. Your health journey isn't about blindly following trends. It's about understanding the power of dosage and your personal context. 1. Potatoes. And now, we've arrived at our number 1 most risky vegetable for kidney health. It isn't exotic, rare, or strange. In fact, it's probably the most common vegetable in your kitchen: the humble, versatile potato. Its very familiarity is what makes it so profoundly dangerous. The single reason for its number 1 spot is a devastatingly high potassium content. A single medium-sized potato can contain 600 to over 900 milligrams of potassium. Let's be absolutely clear. With a daily limit of around 2,000 milligrams, just one potato can consume almost half of your entire potassium budget for the day. It is a nutritional landmine that makes managing kidney health and high creatinine levels a near impossible task. This is why, for kidney patients, the special leaching and double boiling process isn't just a helpful tip. It is considered a mandatory safety protocol by many renal dietitians. This process, which involves peeling, slicing, soaking, and boiling the potatoes twice, can reduce the potassium content by 50% to 75%. However, it transforms a simple vegetable into a time-consuming project. It can no longer be a convenience food. It must be treated carefully and eaten infrequently. For daily meals, safer starches like white rice or pasta are far superior choices. The potato is the final and most powerful lesson. The greatest dangers are often the ones we consider most normal. By understanding the hidden threat within this common food, you've moved beyond common knowledge. You now possess the expert awareness needed to navigate your diet with true safety and confidence. All right, take a deep breath. If you're feeling a little overwhelmed or even scared after hearing that list, that's completely normal. You might be looking at your dinner plate with a new sense of suspicion. But here's the most important thing we're going to say in this video. Our purpose was not to create fear, but to replace it with knowledge. Because knowledge is power. We've walked through the darkness and exposed the hidden enemies. Now, we're going to pivot and step into the light. It's time to meet the heroes. These are the 3 true kidney cleansing vegetables that can help seniors lower high creatinine naturally. Not just safe, but scientifically proven to help protect and restore your kidney health. Let's get to the good news. 3 heroes to lower creatinine. 3. Cauliflower. Kicking off our list of heroes is a vegetable that is often misunderstood. For years, it was the bland, overboiled side dish everyone ignored. But cauliflower is having a major comeback, and for seniors with high creatinine levels, it's nothing short of a superstar. Cauliflower's power comes from its brilliant 2-part strategy. First, it plays excellent defense. It's incredibly low in both potassium and phosphorus, around 88 milligrams and 20 milligrams per half cup, respectively. This makes cauliflower one of the safest vegetables you can eat, but it also plays offense. It's packed with a powerful compound called sulforaphane, which helps activate your body's own anti-inflammatory and detoxification pathways to protect your kidney cells. This means cauliflower doesn't just fill your plate without adding risk. It actively works to shield your kidneys from further damage. Organizations like DaVita and the National Kidney Foundation also champion cauliflower as a cornerstone of a kidney-friendly diet. But its true genius lies in its ability to solve one of the biggest challenges for seniors with kidney problems: replacing high-potassium potatoes. When steamed and mashed with a little garlic, cauliflower transforms into a creamy, delicious substitute for mashed potatoes, satisfying that craving for comfort food completely risk-free. If you think cauliflower is bland, you've likely only had it boiled into submission. When roasted, it develops a deep, nutty sweetness. When steamed properly, it's tender and delicate. The key is to not overcook it. So, think of cauliflower as a brilliant solution. It's the food that gives you back a beloved comfort dish without the danger. It's freedom and peace of mind, all on one plate. 2. Onions. Our next hero is so fundamental to cooking that we often take it for granted. It's the humble onion, the starting point for countless recipes around the globe. We think of it as a simple flavor builder, but in reality, it's a potent medicinal food working quietly to help seniors with high creatinine protect their kidneys. Like all our heroes, the onion is exceptionally low in potassium, phosphorus, and sodium. Half a cup of onions has about 126 milligrams of potassium, low phosphorus, and very little sodium. But its true secret weapon is a powerhouse flavonoid called quercetin. Think of quercetin as your kidney's personal bodyguard. This powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory compound patrols your system, neutralizing cell-damaging free radicals and calming the fires of inflammation that contribute to chronic kidney disease, or CKD for short. Every time you saute an onion, you're not just creating an aromatic base. You're releasing this protective medicine into your meal. While more human research is needed, numerous preclinical studies on quercetin have demonstrated its remarkable ability to shield the kidneys from damage and improve function in laboratory settings. The secret that chefs know is to use the onion as your primary, salt-free flavor foundation. By slowly cooking diced onions in a little healthy oil, like extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil, you unlock a deep, savory sweetness that can dramatically reduce the need for salt. And what about the tears? It's a small, fleeting price to pay for such profound health benefits. Think of it not as an irritation, but as a sign that the onion's powerful protective compounds are being released. The humble onion, therefore, is transformed from a simple ingredient into a defender for your kidneys. 1. Garlics. And now, we arrive at our number 1 kidney cleansing hero. For thousands of years, across civilizations, one food has been revered not just as a flavor, but as a potent medicine. Today, modern science is finally proving what ancient wisdom always knew. The champion in the fight for kidney health is garlic. Garlic's dual action power makes it unstoppable. It is virtually free of potassium and phosphorus, making it completely safe. but its true power lies in a remarkable sulfur compound that is only formed when garlic is crushed: allicin. Allicin is a biological powerhouse. It has been shown to combat inflammation, neutralize oxidative stress, and even help lower blood pressure and cholesterol, all of which reduces the total crushing burden on your kidneys. And the evidence for garlic is the strongest we have presented. We're not talking about one or two studies. A comprehensive meta-analysis reviewed numerous preclinical studies and found that garlic supplementation leads to significant measurable improvements in key kidney function markers, including BUN and creatinine. But to unlock this power, you must know the secret: the 10-minute rule. Allicin is not present in a whole clove. It's created by an enzyme reaction. After you chop or crush your garlic, you must let it rest on the cutting board for a full 10 minutes before exposing it to heat. This allows the enzymes to produce a stable, potent dose of allicin. And what about the strong smell? That pungent aroma is not just a smell. It is the signature of allicin itself, the very scent of healing. Garlic is our #1 hero for seniors with high creatinine for a reason. It is a declaration. A declaration that you can turn your food into medicine, your spice rack into a pharmacy, and your daily meals into powerful steps on your journey back to health. Your kitchen handbook to lower creatinine. We've covered a lot of ground, from the villains to the heroes. Now let's bring it all together into a practical kitchen handbook. Here are the simple, actionable rules to help seniors with elevated creatinine navigate their diet with confidence. Let's start with your guide to handling the villains. For high potassium potatoes, make the double boiling process a non-negotiable rule. This is the only way to make them significantly safer. And about concentrated tomatoes, always swap store-bought tomato sauce for a homemade roasted red bell pepper sauce to slash your potassium intake. And what about high oxalate greens? Spinach, with its extremely high oxalate content, should be avoided entirely. If you choose to eat beet or Swiss chard, treat them as a rare indulgence. Always boil them first to reduce soluble oxalates, and crucially, pair them with a calcium-rich food to help block absorption in your gut. And now, to maximize the heroes, don't forget the 10-minute rule for garlic. To activate its healing compound, allicin, make it a habit to let your chopped or crushed garlic rest for a full 10 minutes before you cook with it. Master the art of slowly sautéing onions in a little olive oil. This creates a deep, sweet, and savory foundation that dramatically reduces the need for salt in any dish. Also, embrace mashed cauliflower as your go-to, risk-free substitute for mashed potatoes. It's the ultimate kidney-friendly comfort food. 5 common fruits seniors must have, and 7 you should never touch. If it's fruit, it must be healthy for my kidneys. That's what Rachel, 67, thought when her doctor said her creatinine levels had reached dangerous territory. She started eating more fruit, a banana every morning, orange juice every evening. The result? 2 months later, she was hospitalized with a life-threatening irregular heartbeat. The truth is, even healthy fruits can kill your kidneys when you have kidney disease. And the culprit isn't chemicals. It's not just sugar. It's potassium, a mineral your body needs but weakened kidneys can't handle. And those generic eat more fruit recommendations could be pushing you toward danger. After 40, your kidneys lose 8 to 10% of their function every decade. And by 70, you're down to just 70% of your blood filtering power. But nobody tells you that superfruit could become poison in your weakened system. This isn't some distant concern. This is reality happening in your family, your neighborhood, maybe even to you right now. The problem is, hardly anybody taught you how to tell the difference. Until today. Today, we're sharing the 5 fruits that could help lower your creatinine and save your kidneys from dialysis. 5 incredibly affordable fruits that nature designed like healing medicine. We'll also reveal 7 fruits you need to watch out for, because they could push you straight into that dialysis chair. Let's separate the friends from the enemies in your family fruit bowl and confidently choose your next morning's breakfast. What science says. When your kidneys can't filter properly, creatinine, a waste product from muscle breakdown, builds up in your blood. High creatinine levels are often the first warning sign that your kidneys are struggling. There are 4 factors that determine whether the foods you eat will help or harm your kidneys. First is potassium content. For healthy kidneys, potassium is beneficial, and your healthy kidneys easily handle excess potassium. But when kidney function declines, this relationship becomes dangerous. Struggling kidneys can't remove excess potassium. The result? Muscle weakness, dangerous heart rhythm problems. In severe cases, cardiac arrest. The second factor is sodium and phosphorus content. When kidney function declines, your body struggles to eliminate excess sodium and phosphorus. This leads to dangerous blood buildup. While most fruits are naturally low in these minerals, some processed fruit products contain phosphorus additives that can spell trouble. The third factor involves oxalate levels. Oxalates are found in many natural and healthy foods, but they have a dark side. When oxalates bind with calcium in your urine, they form sharp, painful crystals. These grow into kidney stones. For people prone to stones, high oxalate fruits can turn a healthy snack into a painful medical emergency. The fourth factor? Protective compounds. These are nutrients that actually support kidney function through well-documented mechanisms. Unlike the marketing hype surrounding expensive supplements, these compounds have real science behind them. And here's what makes this crucial for people over 60. Aging changes everything. Your kidneys aren't just getting older, they're getting weaker, less efficient, more vulnerable. The same fruit that was medicine at 30 could be toxin at 70. That's why the next 5 fruits we're about to share aren't just healthy options. They're specifically chosen for their ability to support aging kidneys while staying within safe mineral ranges. 5 kidney protective fruits that can lower your creatinine. 5. Watermelon. With a name like watermelon, it's no surprise this fruit is excellent for hydration. Over 90% water, watermelon helps flush out waste while being surprisingly kidney-friendly. At just 170 milligrams of potassium and 2 to 3 milligrams of oxalates per cup, it's far safer than most melon fruits for people with kidney concerns. Watermelon also contains lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that fights the free radicals constantly attacking your kidney cells. By supporting hydration and blood flow, watermelon can flush out creatinine and other waste products while keeping creatinine levels stable, since dehydration can cause dangerous spikes. But here's what nobody tells you about watermelon. It contains 9.4 grams of natural sugar per cup. For seniors managing diabetes alongside kidney issues, this matters a lot. Enjoy up to 1 cup as a refreshing snack, but timing matters. Have it in the morning or early afternoon when your kidney function is high. If you have diabetes, pair those watermelon cubes with a few nuts. The protein slows sugar absorption and prevents blood sugar spikes. Always choose fresh chunks over juice, which concentrates both sugar and potassium to potentially dangerous levels. If you're on fluid restrictions due to advanced kidney disease, limit to half a cup. And never eat watermelon on an empty stomach if you're managing blood sugar. That natural sugar can spike faster than you'd expect. 4. Berries. Strawberries, blueberries, cranberries, and raspberries aren't just delicious. They're kidney medicine disguised as dessert. These small fruits pack enormous protective power with minimal kidney stress. Here's why berries are perfect for aging kidneys. They're loaded with anthocyanins and elagitannins, compounds that actively reduce the inflammation driving kidney disease progression. At just 114 to 233 milligrams of potassium and 1 to 10 milligrams of oxalates per half-cup serving, they fall well within safe ranges even for people with moderate kidney disease. But the real magic happens at the cellular level. Research shows these antioxidants can help reduce oxidative stress, the process that damages kidney filters over time. So, berries are like tiny bodyguards, protecting your kidney cells from the daily assault of toxins and inflammation, and helping slow the rise in creatinine. A half cup serving 3 to 4 times a week provides maximum benefit without mineral overload. Mix varieties for broader antioxidant coverage: blueberries for anthocyanins, strawberries for vitamin C, raspberries for fiber, cranberries for proanthocyanidins, and blackberries for vitamin K and manganese. Fresh is best, but frozen without added sugar works perfectly and often costs less. Try berries with Greek yogurt for a protein boost that helps control blood sugar. Or add them to oatmeal for sustained energy without kidney stress. Avoid berry smoothies that pack multiple servings into one glass. That concentrates both potassium and sugar beyond safe levels. Buy fresh berries in season and freeze them yourself. They retain most nutrients while giving you year-round access to kidney protection. 3. Apples. Apples represent the ideal kidney-friendly fruit. Low potassium at 195 milligrams per medium apple, incredibly low oxalates at less than 2 milligrams per fruit, and packed with compounds that actively support kidney function. The secret weapon in apples is pectin, a type of soluble fiber that provides double protection for your kidneys. First, pectin helps regulate blood sugar and lower cholesterol, both crucial for preventing the diabetes and heart disease that are major drivers of kidney failure. Second, pectin supports what scientists call the gut-kidney axis by promoting beneficial bacteria that help reduce toxic waste products circulating in your blood. Always eat the peel. That's where 2 to 6 times more protective compounds live compared to the flesh alone. Choose organic when possible to minimize pesticide exposure, but don't skip apples if organic isn't available. If fresh apples aren't convenient, unsweetened applesauce provides similar benefits with even lower potassium content. Apples stay fresh longer when stored in the refrigerator, but they taste better at room temperature. Take them out about 30 minutes before eating for optimal flavor and texture. Apples make excellent between-meal snacks because their fiber helps stabilize blood sugar. This prevents the spikes and crashes that can stress already compromised kidneys. 2. Grapes. Grapes offer something special for people concerned about kidney health. They provide powerful cardiovascular protection while staying within safe mineral ranges. Since heart disease and kidney disease often go hand in hand, this dual benefit makes grapes particularly valuable. The secret lies in resveratrol, the compound that's made red wine famous for heart health. But you get the benefits without the alcohol and the accompanying risks. Grapes also provide vitamin C and flavonoids that support blood vessel health and reduce inflammation throughout your cardiovascular system. At 288 milligrams of potassium and 2 to 9 milligrams of oxalates per full cup, grapes require portion control. A half-cup serving delivers all the benefits with just 144 milligrams of potassium, well within safe ranges for most kidney conditions. Choose red or dark grapes over green varieties. They contain significantly higher levels of resveratrol and other protective compounds. Eat them mid-morning or with lunch rather than as an evening snack, since the natural sugars provide energy better used during active hours. Pre-portion grapes into half-cup containers when you bring them home. This prevents mindless overeating and keeps you within safe potassium limits. Frozen grapes make an excellent ice cream substitute. They're naturally sweet and satisfying without added sugars or dairy. Add grapes to chicken salad for natural sweetness without high-potassium dried fruits. Mix them with low-sodium nuts for a balanced snack that provides protein, healthy fats, and antioxidants. Store grapes unwashed in the refrigerator and rinse just before eating. They'll stay fresh longer and retain maximum nutrient content. 1. Cherries. Cherries, especially tart varieties, deserve special recognition for their unique ability to fight inflammation while supporting kidney health. These deep red fruits contain some of the highest levels of anthocyanins found in nature. Anthocyanins are compounds that give cherries vibrant color and potent healing properties. Here's what makes cherries particularly valuable for your kidneys. They help lower uric acid levels. This matters because many people with kidney disease also struggle with gout, a painful condition caused by excess uric acid crystals. Cherries break this cycle by supporting your kidney's ability to process and eliminate uric acid more efficiently. At about 160 milligrams of potassium per half cup, cherries fall into the safe range for most people with kidney concerns. They're also naturally low in sodium and phosphorus, making them ideal for the mineral restrictions that often accompany kidney disease. Fresh cherries are perfect as an evening snack. They contain natural melatonin that may help improve sleep quality. Poor sleep actually worsens kidney function, so this double benefit is significant. A small glass of tart cherry juice, diluted with water to reduce sugar concentration, can provide similar benefits. Have cherries about an hour before bed if you're using them for sleep support, or as an afternoon snack for inflammation control. Because cherries can be slightly acidic, avoid eating them on an empty stomach if you have any tendency toward heartburn. However, if you take blood thinners, check with your doctor before making cherries a regular habit. The natural compounds can amplify medication effects, and while this is usually manageable, it's worth discussing dosage adjustments. Curious about the science behind it all? We've linked the studies that support everything we've shared. You'll find them down in the description box. Now that we've covered the fruits that can help protect your kidneys, it's time to address the other side of the equation. The 7 fruits you should avoid. These aren't necessarily bad foods. Many are nutritious for people with healthy kidneys. But when kidney function is compromised, even slightly, these fruits can worsen kidney function and drive creatinine levels higher. Some are obvious threats, others will surprise you. 7. Dried fruits. Here's the trap that catches most people. Dried fruits look healthy, portable, and convenient. But they're actually concentrated bombs of exactly the minerals your kidneys can't handle. When fruit is dried, water evaporates but minerals stay behind, creating dangerous concentrations. Half a cup of dried apricots contains 755 milligrams of potassium. That's nearly 40% of the daily limit for kidney patients. Fresh apricots? Just 181 milligrams for the same nutritional equivalent. Similarly, a quarter cup of raisins packs over 300 milligrams of potassium, while the same amount of fresh grapes contains only 150 milligrams. The psychological aspect makes dried fruits particularly dangerous. They're designed as snack foods, small, easy to overeat. It's natural to grab a handful without thinking, but that handful could contain the potassium equivalent of several pieces of fresh fruit. Also, dried fruits are loaded with concentrated sugars and often high oxalates, creating multiple layers of risk for people managing diabetes or prone to kidney stones. Cut fresh grapes in half and freeze them. They become candy-like while maintaining low potassium content. Make your own fruit leather by pureeing low-potassium fruits like apples. 6. Kiwi. Kiwi might surprise you on this list. This fuzzy fruit is packed with vitamin C and often promoted as a superfood. But kiwis carry a hidden danger. They're loaded with oxalates and contain significant potassium. A medium kiwi has about 450 to 500 milligrams of potassium. It's not among the highest on this list, but concerning when combined with its oxalate content, about 27 to 36 milligrams per cup. Those oxalates can bind with calcium in your urine, forming sharp crystals that grow into painful kidney stones. For people with a history of calcium, oxalate stones, or reduced kidney function, kiwis represent a double threat. Kidney disease and kidney stones often go hand in hand. When your kidneys are already struggling, the last thing they need is crystal formation that can cause additional damage, painful blockages, and possibly elevate blood creatinine. For that bright, tart sweet flavor, try a small portion of green grapes or pineapple chunks. These provide tropical taste with much lower oxalate content and more manageable potassium levels. Important note: if you have a history of kidney stones, especially calcium oxalate stones, kiwis should be completely avoided regardless of your kidney function level. 5. Cantaloupe and honeydew melons. These popular summer melons are nutritional powerhouses for healthy people, but for those with kidney concerns, they're potassium grenades waiting to explode. Just 1 cup of cantaloupe contains about 430 milligrams of potassium. Honeydew is even higher at around 475 milligrams per cup. Here's the real danger. Melon servings are typically large. A small bowl at a summer barbecue can easily contain 2 cups. That's nearly 1,000 milligrams of potassium, almost half the daily limit for kidney patients consumed in one sitting. When making fruit salads, focus on berries and apple chunks instead of melon. At restaurants, specifically request no cantaloupe in fruit plates. Watermelon is the safer melon choice, with 170 milligrams of potassium per cup. So try replacing traditional summer melon dishes with watermelon-based alternatives. Watermelon and feta salad instead of cantaloupe and prosciutto, watermelon agua fresca instead of honeydew smoothies. 4. Avocados. This one shocks most people. Avocados are celebrated as superfoods and are the foundation of trendy dishes from toast to smoothie bowls. But a single avocado contains nearly 1,000 milligrams of potassium. It's almost half the daily limit for kidney patients. Here's what makes avocados particularly dangerous. They're often eaten in addition to other potassium sources, not instead of them. That avocado smoothie with potassium-rich veggies at breakfast, plus a banana at lunch as a dessert, plus a spinach salad at dinner can push potassium intake to dangerous levels before you realize what's happening. For people taking ACE inhibitors or ARBs, those common medications for both kidney disease and high blood pressure, avocados become even more dangerous. These medications increase potassium retention, amplifying the effects of dietary potassium. For healthy fats and creamy texture, try hummus made from white beans, which provide you with a lower potassium content than chickpeas. Use nut butters in moderation. For Mexican dishes, request extra salsa instead of guacamole. You'll get flavor and nutrients without the potassium bomb. 3. Oranges. That morning glass of orange juice, a breakfast staple for generations, could be silently destroying your kidneys. A single cup of orange juice contains 496 milligrams of potassium, nearly 25% of the daily limit for kidney patients. Even a medium fresh orange packs 333 milligrams. But the juice is where things get really dangerous. Orange juice concentrates the potassium of multiple oranges into one glass, while adding processing factors that can make absorption faster and more intense. Many people drink 12 to 16 ounces of juice at breakfast. That's potentially 800 to 1,000 milligrams of potassium before 9 a.m. For citrus flavor, use lemon or lime wedges. They contain much less potassium, about 20 to 40 milligrams per tablespoon of juice. A squeeze of lemon and water provides citrus taste with none of the risks. For vitamin C, choose red bell peppers, strawberries, or pineapple. They are all safer options that provide more vitamin C per serving than oranges. 2. Bananas. Bananas are probably the most beloved fruit on this dangerous list. They're grabbed as quick snacks, added to smoothies, baked into healthy breads. They're convenient, affordable, naturally sweet, and heavily marketed for their potassium content. That last point is exactly the problem. A medium banana contains 422 milligrams of potassium, which is over 20% of the daily limit for kidney patients. For someone trying to manage kidney disease through diet, a single banana at breakfast could force severe restrictions on all other foods for the rest of the day. Many older adults eat bananas before or after exercise, believing they prevent cramps. But for people with kidney disease, the potassium load may outweigh any potential muscle benefits and could actually trigger dangerous heart rhythm problems. For natural sweetness and energy, try apples or pears. They provide sustained energy with much lower potassium. In baking, use unsweetened applesauce instead of mashed banana. For smoothies, substitute half a frozen apple or a few berries. 1. Star fruit. If there's one fruit that should never touch your lips if you have any level of kidney impairment, it's star fruit. This isn't about moderation or portion control. This is about a fruit that contains a neurotoxin so dangerous it's used as a teaching example in medical schools. Star fruit contains caramboxin, a compound that healthy kidneys filter out without problem. But when kidney function is compromised, even slightly, this toxin accumulates in your blood, crosses into your brain, and interferes with nerve function. It usually starts with persistent hiccups, which is easy to be dismissed as harmless. Then comes confusion, vomiting, and agitation. In severe cases, people develop seizures and slip into comas. Medical literature documents multiple deaths from star fruit consumption, despite emergency medical care, including dialysis. Even tiny amounts can trigger these effects. Medical reports document serious neurological symptoms from eating as little as half a star fruit or drinking about 100 milliliters of star fruit juice. Cooking doesn't help. The neurotoxin survives all preparation methods. The medical warnings are unambiguous. All kidney disease patients from stage 3 onward, plus anyone on dialysis, must avoid star fruit completely. But even people with early-stage kidney disease should be cautious. There are case reports of toxicity in people with seemingly normal kidney function who consumed large quantities. Star fruit appears in exotic fruit salads, tropical smoothies, and Asian restaurant beverages. Always ask about ingredients if you're not sure. The star shape makes it popular as garnish, so be vigilant at restaurants and social gatherings. Now that you know which fruits can help and which can harm, let's talk about something equally important. How to put this knowledge into practice safely and effectively. Building your personal kidney-safe fruit plan. Understanding science is just the beginning, and real protection comes from daily choices made with confidence and precision. The foundation of kidney-safe fruit consumption is the half-cup rule. For most fruits, a half cup of chopped fruit constitutes one serving. Research has long shown that this amount provides beneficial nutrients while keeping potassium, oxalates, and sugars within safe ranges for most people with kidney concerns. But here's what most people get wrong. They guess at portions. A handful of grapes could be anything from a quarter cup to a full cup. That difference could mean the gap between safe nutrition and a dangerous potassium spike. Visual cues can save your life. A medium apple should be about the size of your fist. Small fruits like grapes or berries should fit comfortably in your cupped palm. Half a cup of chopped fruit should fill a standard ice cream scoop. Here's your daily serving roadmap. Early-stage kidney disease patients can typically handle 1 to 2 servings of low-potassium fruits daily. Advanced kidney disease patients should limit intake to 1 serving or less, based on individual lab values and medical guidance. Smoothies and salads are the biggest trap. It's easy to blend 2 to 3 servings of fruit. A large smoothie at a juice bar might contain the equivalent of 4 pieces of fruit, potentially dangerous even if they're safe fruits. Fruit salads at restaurants often combine multiple high-potassium fruits. The protein pairing strategy can transform risky fruits into manageable choices. When you eat fruit with protein, the protein slows sugar absorption and reduces the glycemic impact. So, try apple slices with peanut butter or berries with Greek yogurt. This matters because blood sugar spikes stress already compromised kidneys. The protein also helps you feel satisfied with smaller portions, naturally supporting portion control. Preparation methods significantly impact safety. Fresh fruits are always your safest bet. Frozen fruits without added sugar come next. They retain most nutrients while offering convenience and often better prices. Canned fruits rank last, but if you choose them, drain the liquid completely. That simple step reduces potassium content by 15 to 20%. The medication timing consideration could save your life. If you take ACE inhibitors, ARBs, or potassium-sparing diuretics, those common medications for people with kidney and heart conditions, your body retains more potassium than normal. This means even safe fruits become riskier. Always eat your fruit at least 2 hours away from these medications, and consider reducing portions by half until you know how your body responds. Track your symptoms after eating fruit. Muscle weakness, fatigue, heart palpitations, or unusual shortness of breath could signal potassium overload. Keep a simple food diary noting which fruits you eat and when. If you notice patterns like feeling tired after grapes, adjust accordingly. Your body often knows what lab tests haven't detected yet. If you accidentally eat a high potassium fruit or too much of any fruit, don't panic. Drink plenty of water to help dilute the potassium and support kidney function. Avoid eating more potassium for the rest of the day. If symptoms develop, contact your healthcare provider immediately. The truth is, most people with kidney concerns can safely enjoy fruit. They just need to choose wisely and eat mindfully. The difference between kidney protection and kidney damage often comes down to knowledge, preparation, and consistent good choices. Kidney cleanse? 4 healing veggies seniors must eat and 6 dangerous veggies you should never touch. Are you over 60 and finding yourself more exhausted by 3 p.m. than you used to be at 8 p.m.? Do you wake up feeling like you never really slept, even after 8 hours in bed? You might think it's just a normal part of getting older. But what if it's not? What if it's your kidneys crying for help? The terrifying truth is, you can lose up to 90% of your kidney function before a single clear symptom appears. And what's even more shocking is that some of the healthiest vegetables you buy every week could be the very things silently pushing your kidneys to the breaking point. In this video, we are going to expose the dangerous truth about everyday vegetables that could be harming your kidneys. We'll reveal the 6 dangerous vegetables you should avoid and the 4 healing vegetables that are essential for a safe and effective kidney cleanse. And you'll want to stick around until the very end, because the #1 most dangerous vegetable on our list is a so-called superfood that millions of people eat, believing it's the key to good health. On the flip side, the #1 healing vegetable costs less than $1, takes 0 preparation, and is more powerful at protecting kidneys than supplements costing $50 a bottle. So forget everything you know about healthy eating. This is information you can't afford to miss. Before we dive in, we have a quick question for you. What's your go-to healthy vegetable that you eat every single week? Let us know in the comments below. We're genuinely curious to read your answers and learn from your experience. 6 dangerous veggies seniors should never touch. 6. Tomatoes. Let's be clear. In its fresh, whole form, a tomato is a source of vitamins and the antioxidant lycopene. But the risk for your kidneys isn't in the tomato itself. It's in its popular, concentrated forms, the sauces, pastes, and juices that line our pantry shelves. The reason is that these products contain a highly concentrated level of potassium. A single cup of unsalted tomato sauce can contain up to 900 to 1,000 milligrams of potassium, which is nearly half of the daily limit recommended for those with kidney concerns. A fresh medium tomato contains about 290 milligrams. When you consider that most pasta dishes use far more than 1 cup of sauce, you can see how quickly this becomes a serious problem. Think of it this way. Your kidneys function like a sophisticated drainage system. In a healthy person, this system easily filters out any excess potassium. But for anyone over 60 with even a mild decline in kidney function, that drain's capacity is reduced. Consuming a large amount of concentrated potassium from tomato sauce can overwhelm this system. When the system is overwhelmed, it can lead to a dangerous buildup of potassium in the blood, a condition called hyperkalemia. And what does that mean for you? This isn't a minor imbalance. Hyperkalemia can lead to muscle weakness, fatigue, and in the most severe cases, serious cardiac arrhythmias, those dangerous heart rhythm problems that can even cause the heart to stop beating. This is a standard medical precaution. Nearly all dietary guidelines from top organizations like the National Kidney Foundation place tomato sauce and paste high on the list of foods to strictly limit for kidney health. So here's an expert action plan for your kidney cleanse. Always read the labels on canned goods and sauces. Prioritize using fresh, whole tomatoes in moderation. A few slices in a salad are generally fine, but a ladle full of pasta sauce could be delivering a high dose of potassium. The takeaway is this: the risk often lies not in the whole food, but in its processed, concentrated form. Understanding this distinction is a powerful step toward protecting your kidneys. And hey, if this feels helpful so far, let us know you're out there by tapping that like button. It tells us to keep making content just like this. 5. Potato and sweet potato. Potatoes and sweet potatoes are foods often associated with warmth, comfort, and satisfaction. But for anyone carefully managing their kidney health, they represent one of the single largest sources of potassium in the Western diet. They are, simply put, potassium-dense foods. The mechanism of harm is identical to that of concentrated tomatoes, but often on a larger scale. A single baked potato delivers a staggering 900 to 1,000 milligrams of potassium per serving. A cup of mashed sweet potato? Nearly 1,200 milligrams. To put this in context, that's more potassium than most people with kidney concerns should consume in an entire day. And those popular sweet potato fries? They concentrate this mineral even further during the dehydration process. When your kidney's ability to filter this mineral is compromised, that single potato can be enough to raise your blood potassium levels, triggering hyperkalemia. And as we've established, hyperkalemia is a significant risk factor for cardiac events. A common line of thinking is, but sweet potatoes are so nutritious. And that's true. They are packed with vitamins. But when faced with a choice between the vitamin A in a sweet potato and the risk of a life-threatening cardiac event, the priority becomes clear. Your immediate safety must always come first. This warning is echoed by every major renal health organization. The National Kidney Foundation explicitly lists both potatoes and sweet potatoes as high potassium foods that require special preparation or strict limitation. So what can you do? This is where a technique called double boiling or leaching comes in. By cutting the potatoes into small pieces, soaking them for several hours, and then boiling them in fresh water, you can reduce their potassium content by 50 to 70%. Note that this method doesn't remove all of it, and portion control remains absolutely critical. The lesson here is that even natural whole foods can pose a risk if you aren't aware of their specific mineral content. Knowledge is your best line of defense. 4. Beet. Widely praised and popularly juiced for its ability to lower blood pressure, the beet seems like a clear choice for wellness. But for your kidneys, this modern-day health food favorite poses a complex risk. Why? Because it presents a risk from two separate compounds. Let's break this down. First, just like potatoes, beets are rich in potassium. When juiced, this potassium becomes highly concentrated, creating the same risk of hyperkalemia that we've already discussed. The numbers are alarming. A single cup of beet juice can contain upwards of 450 milligrams of potassium, and popular beet juice shots and concentrated beet powders can contain 2 to 3 times this amount in a single serving. You're essentially drinking a potassium bomb, but beets carry a second, arguably more insidious weapon, a heavy payload of oxalates. When you drink concentrated beet juice, you are delivering a high dose of the compounds that can form oxalate crystals, which can cause kidney stones and direct physical damage to kidney tubules. This dual threat is why health authorities are so cautious. While they acknowledge the blood pressure benefits for a healthy person, they consistently warn those with compromised kidney function to be extremely wary. So what's the expert advice? If you have any kidney concerns, avoid beet juice entirely. The popular trend of using it as a health shot is one of the riskiest things you can do. This is a critical lesson in kidney health. A food's popular reputation means nothing if it's not right for your specific condition. 3. Rhubarb. At number 3, we move from hidden dangers to a vegetable that can destroy your kidney cleanse efforts with a well-documented history of toxicity: rhubarb. We know it from sweet, tangy pies, but this plant contains a significant concentration of oxalic acid, a well-known nephrotoxin. A single cup of diced rhubarb contains approximately 1,082 milligrams of oxalates, far beyond the recommended limit of 50 milligrams per day for people prone to kidney stones or living with chronic kidney disease, or CKD for short. That's an enormous load for your kidneys to handle. But here's the alarming part. Rhubarb pie filling, jams, and concentrated rhubarb sauces can pack 2 to 3 times that amount in just one serving. What looks like an innocent dessert could actually deliver a kidney-toxic dose that may trigger acute kidney injury. Unlike the other villains that are dangerous because they overload a compromised system, rhubarb is dangerous because it can cause acute poisoning. When you consume it in large amounts, you're flooding your system with the raw material for oxalate crystals. These crystals can precipitate all at once inside the delicate tubules of your kidneys, causing a significant blockage and an intense inflammatory response. This can lead to sudden, acute kidney failure in a matter of days. This isn't a theoretical risk. It's a documented medical reality. Medical journals have published case reports of patients who developed acute kidney failure after consuming large quantities of rhubarb, with kidney biopsies confirming the massive crystal deposits. For this reason, our expert guidance here is uncompromising. If you have any history of kidney issues or are at risk for oxalate kidney stones, rhubarb must be permanently removed from your diet. No exceptions. A common justification is simple. What harm could one small slice of pie possibly do? A single cup of diced rhubarb contains approximately 1,300 milligrams of oxalic acid, an enormous nephrotoxic load. And rhubarb pie filling, jams, and concentrated rhubarb sauces can contain 2 to 3 times this amount per serving. This is high even for a healthy person. And for already compromised kidneys, there is no established safe threshold, and the risk of acute, irreversible damage is far too great to justify even a small indulgence. Some plants are simply not worth the gamble. Rhubarb is at the top of that list. 2. Swiss chard. Swiss chard is of particular concern because it poses a dual risk to kidney health. Let's look at both factors. First, it contains an extremely high load of oxalates, carrying the same risk of forming sharp, damaging crystals inside your kidneys as rhubarb. Second, it is also a punishing source of potassium, presenting the same risk of life-threatening hyperkalemia as potatoes and concentrated tomatoes. 1 cup of cooked Swiss chard delivers approximately 960 milligrams of potassium and a massive 600 to 1,200 milligrams of oxalates. That's a devastating double hit that few kidneys can handle safely. A common question that arises is about preparation methods, specifically boiling. While it's true that boiling can reduce a significant portion of the soluble oxalates, it does very little to the massive potassium load. There's no effective way to mitigate this dual threat. The medical community is well aware of this, and dietary guidelines from the National Kidney Foundation consistently group Swiss chard with spinach as a high-risk food to be avoided due to both of these compounds. For this reason, our suggestion is direct. For anyone with or at risk of kidney disease, Swiss chard is one of the most critical vegetables to completely avoid. 1. Spinach. And now, for the number 1 high-risk vegetable on our list. This one is, by far, the most important to understand because of its reputation as a superfood. Spinach. Yes, you heard that correctly. While beneficial for many, spinach is arguably the most dangerous vegetable on this list for anyone with vulnerable kidneys, due to one devastating fact. It possesses one of the highest concentrations of soluble oxalates of any common food on the planet, with approximately 970 milligrams per 100 grams of raw spinach and 755 milligrams per 1/2 cup of cooked spinach. When you blend it into a smoothie or juice, as the modern health world often suggests, you are consuming 3 to 4 cups worth in a single glass, delivering over 2,000 milligrams of oxalates in one sitting. Popular spinach powders and concentrated green drinks can contain even more. This delivers a highly concentrated dose of soluble oxalates into your system. This can lead to a catastrophic condition called acute oxalate nephropathy. This is where those oxalates crystallize in your kidney tubules, causing massive, irreversible scarring and, in many cases, complete kidney failure. This is not a scare tactic. It's based on real-world case studies published in medical journals. Healthy people, in an attempt to get healthier, have put themselves on dialysis for life simply from a daily habit of drinking spinach smoothies. This brings us to a non-negotiable rule for kidney safety. You should never, under any circumstances, juice or blend raw spinach. A common argument is, but what about all the vitamins and nutrients? And our answer is direct. No vitamin is worth losing your kidneys over. You can get those same nutrients from dozens of safer sources. The story of spinach is the ultimate lesson in why you must look past superfood marketing and understand the science. A food that is beneficial for a healthy person can pose a serious risk to the vulnerable. We understand that was an intense and perhaps unsettling list to go through. But our goal is never to create fear. It is to empower you with the knowledge to take control. Knowing what to avoid is the first critical half of the battle. And the most important part of that knowledge is knowing that for every risk, there is a safe and effective solution. So now let's turn the tide. 4 healing veggies for kidney cleanse. Let's move from the foods that pose a risk to the vegetables you should embrace for an effective kidney cleanse as we count them down to the number 1 kidney defender on our list. 4. Cauliflower. Kicking off our list of kidney-friendly cleanse heroes at number 4 is one of the most versatile vegetables in the produce aisle, cauliflower. Its key benefit for a kidney-friendly diet is its low mineral profile. It is incredibly low in potassium, phosphorus, and sodium, the 3 minerals that can pose a threat to vulnerable kidneys. 1 cup of cooked cauliflower contains only about 88 milligrams of potassium, 20 milligrams of phosphorus, and just 9 milligrams of sodium. These are dramatically lower than the dangerous levels we've discussed. With virtually no oxalates to worry about, cauliflower is one of the safest foundational vegetables to build your meals around. As a member of the cruciferous family, it also provides valuable anti-inflammatory compounds. But its versatility is a major advantage, particularly its ability to be used as a substitute for high-potassium potatoes. It can be roasted, steamed, or best of all, pureed into a creamy mash that beautifully mimics mashed potatoes. This simple technique allows you to enjoy a comforting side dish, completely without the potassium risk. A common concern is that it might taste bland. But that's where creativity in the kitchen comes in. Roasting it with garlic and herbs, or mixing the puree with a small amount of low-sodium cream cheese or butter can create a delicious kidney-friendly side dish. Cauliflower is a perfect example of smart, strategic eating for your kidney cleanse plan. It's about finding clever and safe substitutions so you can enjoy a rich and varied diet without fear. 3. Red bell pepper. If cauliflower's main benefit is what it lacks, the red bell pepper's benefit is what it provides. It is an excellent choice for a kidney-friendly diet because it's packed with powerful antioxidants, especially vitamin C. This is important because CKD creates a state of intense, body-wide oxidative stress. This process can damage delicate blood vessels and kidney tissue. The antioxidants in red bell peppers can help counteract this process, which may support your kidney cleanse efforts and overall kidney health. This is a strategic dietary recommendation supported by health experts. Top-tier health guides, like those from the Cleveland Clinic, specifically recommend red bell peppers for their combination of being low in potassium while being high in protective vitamins and antioxidants. 1 cup of chopped red bell pepper contains only 251 milligrams of potassium, 31 milligrams of phosphorus, and a mere 4 milligrams of sodium. The best part is how easy they are to incorporate into your diet. They are fantastic when eaten raw in salads, adding a sweet, crunchy texture. You can also roast them to bring out their natural sweetness or stuff them with other kidney-friendly ingredients for a satisfying meal. They add flavor and vibrant color to your plate without adding significant potassium or sodium. While all bell peppers are good, low-potassium choices, the red variety typically boasts the highest concentration of these protective antioxidant compounds, making it the superior choice for your kidney health. 2. Garlic. While many know garlic as a fantastic salt-free flavor enhancer, that's just the beginning of its story. Its therapeutic potential comes from a potent compound called allicin and other organosulfur compounds. Preclinical studies show allicin has powerful antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and blood pressure-lowering effects, all critical for supporting kidney health. The science on this is noteworthy. A 2017 study on animal models of CKD found that treatment with allicin helped reduce kidney dysfunction, lower blood pressure, and decrease oxidative stress, with an efficacy comparable to the prescription drug losartan. This preclinical finding highlights its powerful potential. Now, to get these benefits, how you prepare it matters. The trick to maximizing allicin formation is simple. Crush or chop the fresh garlic and let it sit for a few minutes before you cook it. This simple action allows for the maximum formation of the beneficial compound. What makes garlic exceptionally kidney safe is its minimal mineral impact. 1 clove contains only about 12 milligrams of potassium, 5 milligrams of phosphorus, and less than 1 milligram of sodium. With essentially 0 oxalates, you can use garlic liberally to enhance flavor without worrying about mineral overload. Of course, there's the matter of garlic breath, but we believe the profound health benefits for your kidneys are a worthy trade-off. Using garlic generously in your kidney cleanse strategy isn't just about adding flavor without salt. It's about turning your kitchen into a pharmacy and your meals into medicine. 1. Cabbage. And now for our number 1 kidney-friendly vegetable. It isn't an exotic fruit or an expensive supplement. It's the humble cabbage. Cabbage earns the top spot in our list for its unique protective mechanism. While other beneficial vegetables provide antioxidants directly, cabbage contains compounds that may help activate the body's own internal defense systems. Here's how. Cabbage is rich in a compound called sulforaphane. Sulforaphane is known as a potent activator of the NRF2 pathway. The NRF2 pathway is a key regulator of the body's own antioxidant and anti-inflammatory responses. Activating this pathway can help protect cells from oxidative stress, a key factor in the progression of kidney disease and the foundation of any effective kidney cleanse. In essence, this means cabbage doesn't just provide external protection, it helps signal your body to enhance its own protective capabilities. This proactive defense is what makes it such a noteworthy vegetable for kidney health. This isn't just a theory. A major 2021 systematic review published in the journal Antioxidants detailed exactly how sulforaphane from cruciferous vegetables targets the NRF2 pathway to help prevent the progression of kidney disease. The mineral profile makes cabbage a true kidney champion. 1 cup of chopped raw cabbage contains only 172 milligrams of potassium, 18 milligrams of phosphorus, and 13 milligrams of sodium, well within safe limits for even the most compromised kidneys. To get the most benefit, enjoy cabbage raw in slaws or lightly steamed. Overcooking can diminish the precious compounds that make it so beneficial. The kidney cleanse trap. After sharing these powerful natural solutions, We need to address the elephant in the room, the very concept of a commercial kidney cleanse or detox. Let us be unequivocally clear. Your kidneys are a self-cleaning, masterfully engineered system. Every single day, they tirelessly filter nearly 200 liters of blood, removing waste and keeping your body in perfect balance. They do not need your help with cleansing. The multi-billion-dollar detox industry thrives on a simple, deceptive trick. They invent a problem, the buildup of unspecified toxins, and then sell you the cure. Notice how they never specifically name these toxins? That ambiguity is intentional. There is no compelling body of scientific evidence from high-quality human trials that proves any commercial tea, juice, or supplement can cleanse your kidneys. This lack of evidence is why regulatory bodies like the U.S. Federal Trade Commission have repeatedly taken action against companies making these unsubstantiated claims. The only true kidney cleanse is to stop overburdening them with things like sugar and excess minerals, and to provide the specific science-backed support they need with antioxidants and other powerful compounds to do the job your kidneys were designed for, which is exactly what the heroes on our list are intended to do. Goodbye, high creatinine, 4 angel nut seniors must have, and 3 you should never touch. Your 70s aren't your 50s, and your kidney function will change with time. If you're over 50 and eating almonds every day, thinking you're protecting your health, we have shocking news. You might be silently destroying your kidneys. Meanwhile, there are many cheaper nuts that can reduce your risk of chronic kidney disease, or CKD for short, by 33%. Many doctors will tell you to limit protein in nuts when creatinine is high. But the latest scientific research proves the complete opposite. A 2022 study of more than 6,000 adults found that eating the right nuts 1 to 6 times per week actually protects kidneys instead of harming them, reducing CKD risk by 33%. So why is there this contradiction? The answer lies in the fact that not all nuts are created equal. Just like distinguishing between good fats and bad fats, the nut world also has superheroes and villains when it comes to kidney health. The difference could determine whether you live healthily or need dialysis 3 times a week. Today, we'll share exactly which 4 nuts can become your kidney bodyguards and 3 that you need to avoid immediately. We'll walk you through the science behind each one, plus simple ways to swap, enjoy, or avoid them in real life. And we've saved the exact portion sizes for the end, so you'll know just how much is safe to use. Before we jump in, here's a quick question for you. Is there a healthy nut you always keep on hand, the one you snack on every week? Let us know in the comments below. We'll read and respond to every single one. The 5 factors, kidney friend or foe. Creatinine is a natural byproduct from muscle activity. When kidneys are healthy, they easily filter out this creatinine. But when kidneys start getting tired, creatinine accumulates in the blood and starts creating problems. High creatinine levels are often the first warning sign that your kidneys need immediate attention. And here's what's fascinating. Unlike other organs that complain when injured, kidneys are frighteningly silent. They can lose 90% of their function before you feel anything. That's why understanding kidney protective nutrition is so critical. Now, let's talk about the nutrition pentagon. 5 factors that determine whether the nuts you eat will be friends or foes to your kidneys. First is potassium, which controls how your heart beats and how your muscles work. When kidneys are healthy, they can easily remove 90 to 95% of excess potassium, keeping your heartbeat steady. But when kidneys weaken, potassium accumulates, potentially causing dangerous heart arrhythmias, even cardiac arrest. The safe threshold for kidney patients is typically under 200 milligrams per serving. Second is phosphorus. This is the classic two-faced mineral. It's essential for strong bones and DNA, but when it accumulates too much, it becomes a silent enemy. Excess phosphorus steals calcium from bones, making them brittle like biscuits, while simultaneously hardening blood vessels like pipes getting calcified. The interesting part is that the body absorbs nearly 90% of phosphorus from processed foods, but only 40 to 70% from natural foods like nuts. Third is protein. This is the biggest paradox for seniors. You need protein to maintain muscle, but protein creates waste that kidneys must clean up. It's like needing fire for warmth but having to manage the smoke. Plant protein in nuts creates less acid smoke than animal protein, working more gently for kidneys. Fourth is sodium. This silent enemy hides in salt and makes your body hold onto water like a sponge, raising blood pressure and putting extra strain on your kidneys. The good news? Most plain nuts are naturally low in sodium. But here's the catch. Even so-called unsalted nuts can still have added sodium from processing, so it's worth checking the label. Finally, oxalates. These tiny crystals can bind with calcium in your urine, forming kidney stones as sharp as needles. Some nuts contain lots of oxalates, turning a healthy snack into a painful risk. Now that we understand the rules of the game, let's meet our first 4 superheroes. The 4 angel nuts to lower creatinine. 1. Macadamia nuts. If the nut world had a king, it would be macadamia. Not because they're expensive or look fancy, but because they might be the safest nuts for kidneys on this planet. In 1 ounce of macadamia nuts, there's only 104 milligrams potassium and 53 milligrams phosphorus. This is much lower than most other nuts. With only 2.2 grams protein, they also create the least creatinine waste. But macadamias don't just stop at not causing harm. They actively protect kidneys through monounsaturated fats, the same type found in olive oil. These fats work like lubricant for the cardiovascular system, reducing inflammation and protecting the tiny blood vessels in kidneys. Since heart disease is the #1 cause of death in kidney patients, protecting the heart means protecting the kidneys. Plus, research shows oleic acid in macadamias can reduce inflammation at the cellular level, especially important because chronic inflammation is the silent killer of kidney cells. Worried about calories? 1 serving has only 200 calories, less than a bowl of rice. And because they're rich in healthy fats and protein, macadamias create longer-lasting satiety, actually helping you eat less throughout the day. Enjoy 10 to 12 nuts, about 1 ounce, as an afternoon snack. This timing helps stabilize blood sugar between meals while providing sustained energy. The optimal time is 2 to 3 hours after lunch, when your body needs healthy fats for nutrient absorption. Always choose raw, unsalted varieties. Look for nuts that are plump, uniform in color, with no rancid smell. Store in airtight containers in the refrigerator. The high oil content makes them prone to rancidity at room temperature. Quality indicators include a sweet, buttery smell and crisp texture when fresh. If you have tree nut allergies, sunflower seeds provide similar healthy fats with even lower mineral content. Trying to be kind to your wallet? Our next angel might just be heaven-sent and budget-friendly. 2. Pecans. If macadamia is a royalty, then pecans are the wise advisors. Quietly powerful, surprisingly affordable, and packed with protective compounds that have been safeguarding health for generations. The mineral profile that makes pecans shine. 116 milligrams potassium and 79 milligrams phosphorus per 1 ounce. Plus, these nuts contain natural phytates compounds that bind to phosphorus and prevent your body from absorbing too much. It's like having a built-in safety mechanism. For seniors concerned about creatinine levels, pecans offer the perfect balance of nutrition without the protein overload that can worsen kidney function. Pecans are antioxidant superstars, containing more antioxidants than many other tree nuts. The vitamin E and polyphenols work like a cleanup crew, constantly sweeping up the inflammatory molecules that damage kidney cells over time. Most people don't know that pecans contain the highest levels of gamma-tocopherol, a specific form of vitamin E that's particularly protective against inflammation in the urinary tract, which drives kidney disease forward. Enjoy 6 to 8 pecan halves, about 1 ounce, as a mid-morning or afternoon snack. For those with dental concerns, lightly chop or grind your pecans. Try mixing chopped pecans into morning oatmeal for sustained energy. However, never buy pre-chopped pecans that have been sitting on shelves. They lose nutritional value and can become rancid quickly. Store shelled pecans in the refrigerator for up to 6 months, or freeze for up to a year. Choose pecans that look plump and feel heavy for their size. Avoid any with dark spots or a bitter smell that are signs of rancidity. Next up, the only tree nut that doubles as brain food and heart medicine. 3. English walnuts. English walnuts are the only tree nut that's actually a significant source of omega-3 fatty acids. While fish get all the credit for omega-3s, walnuts quietly deliver alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA for short, the plant-based omega-3 that your heart and kidneys have been craving. Here's why this matters so much. Cardiovascular disease is the leading killer of people with CKD. The anti-inflammatory omega-3s in walnuts work like internal firefighters, constantly putting out the small inflammatory fires that damage both heart and kidney blood vessels. Studies show that people who regularly eat walnuts have significantly lower levels of C-reactive protein, a key marker of dangerous inflammation. The omega-3s also help keep blood vessels flexible, improving circulation to the kidneys. Let's check the kidney safety numbers. 125 milligrams potassium and 98 milligrams phosphorus per 1 ounce, with 4.3 grams protein. These levels fall comfortably within the safe zone for most people with creatinine concerns. Note that black walnuts sneak in more phosphorus and protein, making them a riskier choice for folks with kidney concerns. Eat 7 to 10 walnut halves, about 1 ounce, 3 to 5 times per week. The best timing is with meals containing other healthy fats, as this improves omega-3 absorption. Try adding chopped walnuts to a salad with olive oil dressing or mix them into Greek yogurt for a kidney-friendly snack. If you don't like eating plain walnuts, try lightly toasting them in a dry pan for 2 to 3 minutes to enhance flavor. Avoid adding oil or salt. You can also soak walnuts overnight and blend them into a creamy milk that's naturally lower in minerals than the whole nuts. Walnuts are particularly vulnerable to rancidity due to their high omega-3s content. Store them in the refrigerator in airtight containers, and they'll maintain their nutritional value for up to 6 months. Signs of rancidity include a bitter taste or paint-like smell. Discard immediately if you notice these. Curious about the science behind it all? We've linked the studies that support everything we've shared. You'll find them down in the description box. 4. Chestnuts. If you've been thinking all nuts are high in fat and protein, chestnuts are about to flip that assumption upside down. These nuts are actually more like sweet potatoes in disguise, high in carbohydrates and very low in fat, making them digest more like a gentle carbohydrate than a rich nut. The carbohydrate content in chestnuts is primarily resistant starch, which feeds beneficial gut bacteria. This matters because a healthy gut microbiome helps process and eliminate uremic toxins, those waste products that accumulate when kidney function declines. But here are the numbers that make chestnuts special for your kidneys. 1 ounce contains 168 milligrams potassium and only about 30 milligrams phosphorus per ounce, with less than 1 gram protein. This extremely low protein content means minimal creatinine production, a huge advantage for seniors with elevated creatinine levels. Chestnuts are not only available at Christmas, you can find them in many Asian grocery stores year-round, either fresh, dried, or frozen. Vacuum-packed pre-cooked chestnuts are also available in many supermarkets and have excellent nutritional value. Fresh chestnuts should be firm and heavy, with no cracks or holes. They can be stored in the refrigerator for several weeks. Never eat chestnuts that have developed mold or smell off. Fresh chestnuts need to be scored with an X on the flat side and roasted at 425 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 to 20 minutes until the shells split open. The sweet, starchy texture and mild flavor make them perfect for people who find other nuts too rich or hard to digest. Chestnuts can also be ground into gluten-free flour for baking, added to stuffing or grain dishes, or pureed into soups and stews for creamy texture without dairy. About 3 to 4 chestnuts, or 1 ounce, make an appropriate serving. The fiber content helps slow sugar absorption, but these nuts do contain about 15 grams of carbs per ounce. So for people following low-carb diets for kidney health, chestnuts might not be the best choice. Now that we've met our kidney superheroes, it's time to confront the dark side. Because knowing what to avoid is just as important as knowing what to embrace. The 3 dangerous nuts for those with high creatinine. 1. Brazil nuts. If there's one nut that should come with a warning label for kidney patients, it's Brazil nuts. This isn't about moderation or portion control. This is about compounds so dangerous they could send you to the emergency room. Brazil nuts contain an astronomical amount of selenium. Just one Brazil nut, one single nut, contains about 96 micrograms of selenium, nearly double the daily recommended intake of 55 micrograms. The upper safe limit is 400 micrograms a day, so consistently eating 4 or 5 can tip you into the danger zone. Over time, this might lead to selenium toxicity. Think hair loss, shaky hands, tingling feet, brittle nails, skin rashes, nausea, lingering fatigue, and in more serious cases, nerve issues. Severe symptoms are rare but real, especially if you're also taking selenium supplements. If you've eaten a large amount and start feeling off, it's best to check in with your doctor. Let's debunk the superfood hype. Yes, Brazil nuts do support immunity and thyroid function, but that doesn't mean more is better. While selenium is essential in tiny amounts, the margin between beneficial and toxic is razor thin. Your thyroid needs about 15 micrograms of selenium daily, which is easily met through a normal diet. The immune benefits disappear when you cross into toxicity territory. If you have CKD, be extra cautious with Brazil nuts. When your kidneys aren't filtering well, selenium can build up more easily. For kidney patients, the danger goes beyond selenium. Brazil nuts also contain over 200 milligrams of phosphorus per ounce, among the highest of any nut. When kidneys can't filter excess phosphorus, it accumulates in blood, causing a cascade of problems. Calcium gets pulled from bones, making them brittle, while blood vessels become calcified like old pipes. Note that many mixed nuts contain Brazil nuts, and nut butters sometimes include them for texture. So always read ingredient lists carefully. Some protein bars and superfood snacks also contain Brazil nut pieces, another hidden source to avoid. Coming up, America's favorite healthy nut that's actually a potassium time bomb. 2. Pistachios. Sometimes, even nature's gifts come with a warning label. Pistachios have a dangerous reputation as the healthy snack nut. But for kidney patients, they're one of the riskiest choices you can make. The problem isn't just what they contain. It's how easy they are to overeat. Pistachios contain 285 to 290 milligrams of potassium per ounce. That's nearly 50% above the safe threshold for kidney patients. Add in 150 milligrams of phosphorus and 6 grams of protein, and you have a perfect storm of kidney stressors in a tiny green package. For people with compromised kidney function and elevated creatinine, eating too much pistachios can push blood potassium to dangerous levels. Hyperkalemia, or high blood potassium, doesn't just make you feel tired. It can cause irregular heartbeats, muscle weakness, and in severe cases, cardiac arrest. And in case you ask, can I just eat fewer pistachios? The design of pistachios makes portion control nearly impossible. They come in shells that require opening one by one, a process that tricks your brain into thinking you're eating slowly and mindfully. Meanwhile, you can easily consume 3 to 4 servings before realizing it. If you miss the ritual of shelling and eating nuts, Try roasted sunflower seeds in the shell. They provide similar hand-to-mouth satisfaction with much lower potassium, just 80 milligrams per ounce. Pumpkin seeds also offer great crunch with safer mineral levels. Next, a nut so popular it's in everything, but creates a double threat for kidneys. 3. Almonds. Almonds might be America's favorite health nut, but for kidney patients dealing with rising creatinine levels, they represent a perfect storm of everything you want to avoid. The mineral load tells the story: 200 milligrams potassium, 137 milligrams phosphorus, and 6 grams protein per 1/4 cup. While the potassium is borderline acceptable, the phosphorus content puts almonds in the danger zone for anyone with declining kidney function. But the real problem is what doesn't appear on nutrition labels: oxalates. Almonds are among the highest oxalate foods on the planet, containing 122 milligrams per ounce. To put this in perspective, kidney specialists typically recommend limiting total daily oxalate intake to 40 to 50 milligrams for people prone to kidney stones. A single serving of almonds contains nearly 3 times that amount. When you eat high oxalate foods like almonds, these compounds bind with calcium in your kidneys, forming sharp, painful crystals. For someone who's already had kidney stones, eating almonds is like rolling dice with your kidney health. Plus, almond milk, almond flour, and almond butter concentrate these problems. Many commercial almond products also contain added phosphorus compounds for preservation and texture. A glass of fortified almond milk can deliver both natural phosphorus from almonds plus highly absorbable phosphate additives. The almond industry has spent millions promoting almonds as heart-healthy and beneficial for cholesterol. While this may be true for people with healthy kidneys, it's dangerously misleading for the 37 million Americans with CKD. If you need a substitute, sunflower seeds provide similar vitamin E benefits with much lower oxalates. Hazelnuts offer comparable healthy fats and nutrients without the extreme oxalate load. For baking, sunflower seed flour can often replace almond flour in recipes. Now that we understand both the heroes and villains in the nut world, let's talk about how to put this knowledge into practice safely and effectively. Practical Implementation Guide. The one-size-fits-all approach doesn't work for kidney nutrition, especially as we age. Your kidney function, medication regimen, and dietary needs shift with time. If you're between 50 and 65 with early kidney concerns and mildly elevated creatinine, you may tolerate about 1/4 cup of kidney-friendly nuts, 3 to 4 times per week. At this stage, your kidneys likely still have some reserve, so moderate portions of the right nuts can nourish without overloading. Just keep an eye on your lab results, especially creatinine, potassium, and phosphorus. And don't just look at whether numbers are normal or abnormal. Track trends over time. A creatinine that's slowly climbing from 1.2 to 1.4 to 1.6 tells a story, even if each individual result was technically acceptable. If potassium or phosphorus levels are creeping upward, that's your signal to reduce nut frequency or portions. For ages 65 to 75 with moderate kidney decline and rising creatinine levels, scale portions down to 2 to 3 tablespoons. Stick with the lowest mineral nuts like pecans and macadamias. By now, kidney function naturally dips about 1% per year even in healthy folks, so being a little more cautious helps protect what's left. And for anyone over 75 or managing advanced kidney disease with significantly elevated creatinine, keep portions small, 1 to 2 tablespoons at most, and only the safest options. Many in this age group also have trouble chewing hard nuts, which raises the choking risk. Lightly chopping or grinding them can make things safer without losing the nutrition. And don't forget to listen to your body. Signs like swelling, fatigue, or stomach upset may be telling you it's time to take a break. Also, note that the difference between a safe and dangerous food often lies in details that manufacturers don't make obvious. always scan ingredient lists for any word containing PHOs. These additives are nearly 100% absorbed by your body, making a seemingly innocent snack into a phosphorus bomb. Even natural flavored nuts can contain these additives. Natural has no legal definition and doesn't guarantee kidney safety. Organic means no synthetic pesticides, but says nothing about processing or mineral content. Raw typically means not roasted, but nuts can still be treated with salt water or other solutions. The safest choice is raw, unsalted, with the shortest ingredient list possible. While buying nuts in bulk can save money, it increases risk of rancidity and makes portion control harder. For kidney patients, pre-portioned packages or buying small quantities more frequently is often safer than trying to manage large containers at home. Goodbye high creatinine, 5 natural drinks seniors must have, and 5 you should never touch. The day Sarah received her creatinine results of 2.8 milligrams per deciliter, her stomach dropped. That was nearly triple the maximum safe level for women. The doctor said her kidneys were only functioning at 30%. You might need dialysis within the next 2 years, he said with a serious tone. Sarah was only 34, a mother of 2, and had never thought her kidneys could be broken. She looked back at what she'd been drinking daily. 2 glasses of healthy, fresh orange juice, 3 bowls of convenient canned soup, 1 glass of nutritious whole milk every evening. Why didn't anyone tell me these things could kill my kidneys? Sarah thought to herself. 37 million Americans are living with chronic kidney disease, or CKD for short. But 90% don't know they have it. Many people like Sarah don't realize that their daily healthy drinks are slowly killing their kidneys. But here's the good news. Science has proven that certain drinks can actually revive kidney function. Based on 50-plus scientific studies from Nature, British Journal of Nutrition, and leading medical journals, this video will reveal 5 kidney-saving drinks and 5 kidney-destroying drinks. 5 natural drinks. You must have to lower creatinine. It's important to understand that high creatinine is a sign of an underlying problem, not the problem itself. The underlying issue is an impaired kidney function. The good news is, 5 drinks we suggest can work like specialized medicine for your kidneys, providing real science-backed support when your body needs it most. 1. Green tea. Green tea is exceptionally rich in a class of antioxidants called polyphenols, with the most powerful being epigallocatechin gallate, or EGCG for short. Oxidative stress is the process by which unstable molecules called free radicals damage cells, and it's a major contributor to kidney disease progression. The powerful antioxidants in green tea help neutralize these free radicals, protecting delicate kidney cells from damage. Additionally, the natural small content of caffeine in green tea provides a mild diuretic effect, supporting fluid and waste elimination. Large-scale observational studies have linked regular consumption of unsweetened tea with lower risk of developing CKD. There's also evidence suggesting it may help reduce the risk of kidney stone formation. A 2016 double-blind randomized clinical trial included 60 patients with diabetic kidney disease who had residual albuminuria. That's when protein leaks into your urine, a key early warning sign that your kidneys' filters are damaged. These patients had already been treated with standard medications, but their kidneys were still leaking protein. Half received green tea polyphenols, EGCG, while the other half got a placebo. After 3 months, the group using green tea polyphenols had a significant reduction in their albumin-creatinine ratio, or ACR for short. This is the medical test that measures how much protein is leaking into your urine. Their ACR dropped from 151.7 milligrams per gram down to 95.3 milligrams per gram, a 37.2% reduction in kidney damage markers. Meanwhile, the placebo group saw no improvement at all. To reap the benefits without causing additional harm, green tea must be consumed without sugar. Added sugar contributes to diabetes and obesity risk, harming the kidneys. While generally safe, Very high consumption can lead to significant caffeine content and contribute to the body's oxalate burden, though usually less than black tea. For maximum kidney protection, aim for 2 to 3 cups daily. Having your first cup mid-morning, around 10 a.m. or after breakfast, may allow better absorption of EGCG compounds. Don't drink it on an empty stomach first thing in the morning, as the tannins can cause nausea in sensitive people. Your next cup works best in mid-afternoon, from 2 to 3 p.m., to support afternoon energy without interfering with sleep. Avoid green tea within 6 hours of bedtime due to caffeine content. Use high-quality loose green tea or premium tea bags, never cheap alternatives. Heat water to about 175 degrees Fahrenheit or 80 degrees Celsius, as boiling water destroys the delicate EGCG compounds you're after. Steep for 3 minutes, no longer, to avoid excessive tannins. Some kidney health enthusiasts add a thin slice of fresh ginger and a squeeze of lemon for additional anti-inflammatory benefits. Never add sugar, but a small drizzle of raw honey is acceptable if you must have sweetness. 2. Water. The most powerful kidney medicine isn't found in any pharmacy. It flows from your kitchen tap, sits quietly in bottles, and costs virtually nothing. Water. Pure, simple, life-sustaining water. Your kidneys depend on adequate water supply to perform their basic functions. Proper hydration helps dilute urine, supporting your kidneys in pushing sodium, urea, and other toxins out of your body more effectively. When your body becomes dehydrated, blood becomes more concentrated, and your kidneys have to work much harder to filter these waste products. This dehydration can cause temporary but significant increases in blood creatinine levels, often resolved with adequate fluid intake. Also, maintaining good hydration continuously is the foundation of preventing kidney damage and stone formation. For those with normal kidney function, the general guideline is to consume 8 to 10 8-ounce glasses of water daily. Fluid needs may increase with exercise, hot weather, or illness. Water-rich foods like cucumbers, strawberries, and leafy greens can also contribute to your daily hydration goals. The magic isn't just in drinking water, it's in drinking it strategically. Start your day with 16 to 20 ounces of room temperature water upon waking to jumpstart your kidney's natural detox cycle. Spread your intake throughout the day rather than chugging large amounts at once, which can actually strain your system. Aim for pale yellow urine as your hydration guide. If it's darker, you need more water. If it's completely clear, you might be overdoing it. Stop drinking large amounts 2 to 3 hours before bedtime to avoid middle-of-the-night bathroom trips that disrupt crucial kidney repair sleep. It's easy to turn water into something fun. Take 32 ounces of filtered water and add thin slices of 1 cucumber, 4 to 5 fresh mint leaves, and a squeeze of half a lemon. Let it infuse in the refrigerator for at least 2 hours or overnight. This creates what many call spa water, the naturally flavored hydration that provides gentle detox support without any artificial additives. The cucumber adds mild diuretic properties, mint soothes digestion, and lemon provides that kidney protective citrate. But here's the critical warning that could save your life. The advice to drink more water doesn't apply to everyone. For people with end-stage chronic kidney disease, specifically stage 4 to 5, or those on dialysis, kidney function is so compromised that the body cannot eliminate excess fluid. In these cases, fluid intake is often strictly limited by kidney doctors. Consuming too much water can lead to dangerous fluid overload, causing swelling, high blood pressure, and fluid in the lungs. For these patients, adhering to prescribed fluid limits is literally a matter of life and safety. And hey, if this feels helpful so far, let us know you're out there by tapping that like button. It tells us to keep making content just like this. 3. Lemon water. The main kidney benefit of lemon-containing beverages lies in their high concentration of a compound called citrate. The most common type of kidney stone forms from calcium oxalate crystals. Citrate in urine acts as a natural inhibitor of this process by binding with calcium, preventing it from combining with oxalate to form these painful stones. By increasing citrate levels in urine, these juices help create an environment less favorable for stone formation, thereby reducing the risk of urinary tract obstruction and kidney damage that can cause creatinine to skyrocket. The National Kidney Foundation recommends adding the juice of half a lemon, about 4 ounces of concentrated juice, to 8 to 10 ounces of water daily as a simple and effective preventive measure for those prone to kidney stone formation. It's important to choose or prepare these drinks without added sugar, as high sugar content is a risk factor for conditions that harm the kidneys. You can add a thin slice of fresh ginger for anti-inflammatory benefits and a teaspoon of raw honey for gentle sweetness that won't spike blood sugar. Always use a straw to protect tooth enamel and rinse with plain water afterward. For stone prevention, you can have a second glass in the early evening, but avoid it within 2 hours of bedtime due to its mild diuretic effect. Note that while beneficial for stone prevention, many citrus juices, especially orange juice, are extremely rich in potassium. 1 glass of orange juice can contain about 458 milligrams of potassium. For CKD patients who must follow a potassium-restricted diet, potassium-rich juices must be strictly limited or avoided to prevent hyperkalemia or high blood potassium, a dangerous condition that can affect heart rhythm. 4. Chamomile tea. Chamomile is widely recognized for its calming properties and powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant characteristics, primarily due to compounds like apigenin. Chronic inflammation is a major driver of kidney disease progression, and beverages that help minimize this process can support overall kidney health. While not a direct treatment for high creatinine, chamomile has shown promise in related areas. A 2018 study of 50 people with diabetes found that 200 milliliters of chamomile tea twice daily for 4 weeks was associated with improved blood sugar control and kidney function. Chamomile shines as an evening ritual, consumed 1 to 2 hours before your intended bedtime. This timing allows the anti-inflammatory compounds to begin working while the natural sedative effects help you achieve the deep sleep your kidneys need for overnight repair. Use 1 to 2 teaspoons of dried chamomile flowers or 1 high-quality tea bag per cup. Pour water that's just stopped boiling, about 212 degrees Fahrenheit, over the flowers and steep for 5 to 7 minutes. Longer steeping extracts more beneficial compounds without bitterness. Strain carefully and add a teaspoon of raw honey and a few drops of pure vanilla extract for a naturally sweet, comforting flavor that rivals any dessert. Some people love adding a thin slice of apple or pear for natural sweetness and additional fiber. Start with 1 cup nightly for the first week to assess tolerance. Then you can enjoy up to 2 cups daily if desired. 1 in late afternoon and 1 before bed. Avoid it if you're taking sedative medications or blood thinners without consulting your doctor first. It's important to maintain realistic expectations. Chamomile tea is a supportive measure, not a cure. It will not, on its own, reverse rising creatinine trends due to significant kidney damage, but it can be a beneficial part of a comprehensive kidney-friendly lifestyle, and over time, it can help with your creatinine. 5. Cucumber juice. Consisting of more than 95% water, cucumber is an exceptional source of hydration, which is, as we mentioned before, the foundation of healthy kidney function. Cucumber juice provides this hydration, along with a mild diuretic effect, helping to flush the urinary system. This can help eliminate waste products more efficiently, potentially supporting healthy creatinine clearance. Cucumbers also contain beneficial antioxidants like flavonoids, which can help reduce inflammation. Importantly, for many CKD patients, cucumber is naturally low in potassium, making its juice a safer hydration choice compared to many other vegetable or fruit juices. Some analyses suggest that the citrate content in cucumber may contribute to kidney stone prevention, similar to lemon. And like all juices, it should be consumed fresh and without added sugar. Start with 2 large, fresh cucumbers. English cucumbers work best due to thinner skin and fewer seeds. Wash thoroughly, but don't peel. The skin contains valuable nutrients. Slice and blend with 4 to 6 ounces of filtered water until smooth, then strain through a fine mesh strainer or cheesecloth. Add the juice of half a lime, 4 to 5 fresh mint leaves, and a tiny pinch of high-quality sea salt to enhance mineral content and improve taste. Some people love adding a small piece of fresh ginger for digestive benefits. The result is a spa-quality drink that's incredibly refreshing and provides gentle kidney support. Fresh cucumber juice works best when consumed within 30 minutes of preparation to preserve maximum nutrients and enzymes. The ideal serving is 6 to 8 ounces, consumed either mid-morning as a hydrating snack or in the early afternoon when energy naturally dips. For best results, consume cucumber juice 2 to 3 times per week rather than daily. This provides consistent hydration support without overloading your system with any single compound. But now, we need to talk about the other side of the story. 5 drinks you should never touch for kidney health. Here's where Sarah's story becomes a cautionary tale for many. Those healthy choices she made every day were actually the very things destroying her kidney function. Let's examine the drinks that can turn a normal life into a 3 times a week dialysis schedule. 1. Diet sodas. For years, diet sodas were considered a harmless alternative to sugar-filled varieties. However, increasingly compelling evidence suggests a concerning connection between long-term consumption and kidney damage. Large-scale, long-term observational studies have found that high consumption, defined as 2 or more servings per day, is associated with rapid kidney function decline. The leading hypothesis, explored in special reports below, focuses on disruption of the gut microbiome and increased production of harmful uremic toxins that the damaged kidneys cannot filter. The initial cause for concern arose from large-scale, long-term studies. One of the most influential of these was the Nurses' Health Study, which followed the health and dietary habits of 3,318 female nurses for over 2 decades. All participants had healthy kidney function at the study's start. The results, published in the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology, were striking. Women who consumed 2 or more servings of artificially sweetened sodas daily had double the rate of rapid kidney function decline compared to those who didn't drink diet sodas. Based on this emerging and concerning evidence, caution for people focused on kidney health is to avoid these beverages. They provide no nutritional benefits and may carry significant long-term risks. 2. Canned soups and broths. Processed and convenience foods, especially canned soups, broths, and bouillon cubes, are notorious for their high sodium content. When kidney function is impaired, the body loses its ability to regulate sodium and fluid balance. Excess sodium forces the body to retain water to dilute it, leading to increased blood volume. This directly leads to elevated blood pressure, placing enormous stress on the heart and further damaging already weakened kidneys in a destructive feedback loop. 1 cup of commercial soup can contain over 900 milligrams of sodium, nearly half the recommended daily limit for many kidney patients. The hidden danger is that many products marketed as reduced sodium or low sodium are highly processed and not safe for kidney patients. To compensate for the lack of salt flavor, manufacturers often use potassium chloride as a substitute. For CKD patients following a potassium-restricted diet, this ingredient is extremely dangerous and can trigger hyperkalemia. So, reading the complete ingredient list on food labels is non-negotiable. If you could, avoid all commercial canned soups, broths, and bouillon cubes. The safest and healthiest approach is to prepare soups and broths at home using fresh ingredients, allowing complete control over sodium content. Flavor can be added using salt-free herbs and spices. Sarah's convenient lunch choice was slowly poisoning her kidneys with every spoonful. But what about her healthy breakfast juice? 3. High-potassium fruit juices. Healthy kidneys are proficient at filtering excess potassium from the blood. When kidney function declines significantly, usually at stage 3B CKD and beyond, this ability is lost. Potassium then accumulates in the blood. a condition called hyperkalemia. High potassium is a medical emergency because it can disrupt the heart's electrical signals, leading to dangerous heart rhythm problems and even cardiac arrest. Juicing potassium-rich fruits like oranges, bananas, and mangoes concentrates this mineral into a rapidly absorbable liquid form. One glass of orange juice can deliver an unsafe potassium load for a patient on a restricted diet. For those with moderate to severe CKD, or those specifically advised to follow a low potassium diet, these juices must be avoided. A renal dietitian can provide a list of safe, low potassium fruits and juices. 2 glasses of orange juice gave Sarah over 900 milligrams of potassium before 9 a.m. Her kidneys, already struggling, couldn't handle the load. But there was more damage happening at dinner time. 5. Whole milk. While a dietary staple in many diets, cow's milk presents a 3-pronged challenge for those with impaired kidney function. It's a significant source of phosphorus, potassium, and protein. As detailed previously, excess phosphorus and potassium can accumulate to dangerous levels when kidneys fail. Additionally, high protein content increases the metabolic burden on the kidneys, as they must filter the waste products of protein metabolism, like urea. Although milk contains about 237 milligrams of phosphorus and around 380 milligrams of potassium per cup, it was Sarah's nightly, healthy ritual that was creating a daily phosphorus and potassium overload her struggling kidneys couldn't process. Milk consumption should be limited based on kidney disease stage and individual lab results. For many people, milk alternatives like rice milk or unsweetened soy milk are better options, as they're typically much lower in phosphorus, potassium, and protein. Understanding creatinine, the kidney's SOS signal. It's important to understand that high creatinine is a sign of an underlying problem, not the problem itself. The underlying issue is usually a condition that has impaired the kidney's ability to function. The leading causes of CKD are high blood pressure, or hypertension, and type 2 diabetes, which over time damage the tiny blood vessels in the kidneys. Other causes may include pyelonephritis and other kidney infections, glomerulonephritis, urinary tract obstruction, or drug toxicity. However, not all cases of high creatinine signal kidney disease. Levels can temporarily spike due to factors that don't reflect permanent kidney damage. These include dehydration, where insufficient fluid concentrates blood, leading to temporarily elevated creatinine. High protein intake, particularly consuming large amounts of cooked red meat, which contains creatine that converts to creatinine when heated, can temporarily raise blood creatinine levels. High-intensity exercise also leads to higher muscle breakdown rates, releasing more creatinine into the blood. Creatine supplements, popular among athletes, directly increase the body's creatine supply, leading to higher creatinine production. Therefore, any strategy to manage creatinine must focus on the root cause. If the cause is a temporary factor like dehydration, the solution is rehydration. If it's a chronic condition like diabetes, the goal is to manage blood sugar and blood pressure to protect the kidneys from further damage. When creatinine levels rise, it's not just a number on a lab report. It's your kidneys sending an SOS signal that something is seriously wrong. Normal ranges are 0.7 to 1.3 milligrams per deciliter for adult males and 0.6 to 1.1 milligrams per deciliter for adult females. Here's the danger zone. Anything above 2.0 milligrams per deciliter requires immediate intervention. At this level, you're entering stage 4 kidney disease, where the countdown to dialysis or transplant begins. The hidden symptoms that creep up slowly include persistent fatigue, leg and eye swelling, frequent nighttime urination, new-onset high blood pressure, a metallic taste in your mouth, or muscle cramps that wake you up at night. These seem like minor annoyances, but they're actually your kidneys desperately trying to get your attention. Progressive indicators involve anemia that makes you constantly cold and tired, bone disease that causes aches you can't explain, cardiovascular symptoms like irregular heartbeat, and neurological changes like difficulty concentrating or brain fog. Conclusion. Think about Sarah's daily routine. Every morning, those 2 glasses of orange juice flooded her system with 900 milligrams of potassium that her stage 4 kidneys couldn't filter. Every lunch, that convenient canned soup delivered nearly half her daily sodium allowance, forcing her kidneys to retain water and spiking her blood pressure. Every evening, that healthy glass of milk added another 380 milligrams of potassium plus phosphorus that accumulated like sediment in a clogged drain. It wasn't bad luck. It was biology responding exactly as science predicts when you unknowingly poison the very organs trying to keep you alive. Don't wait until you're Sarah, sitting in a doctor's office hearing the word dialysis. The time to act is now, while your kidneys are likely to have the capacity to heal. When you sip that morning green tea, the EGCG molecules are literally swimming through your bloodstream, seeking out free radicals like tiny bodyguards, protecting your kidney cells. The citrate in your lemon water is binding with calcium, preventing crystal formation before stones can even think about forming. This is real kidney cleansing at the cellular level, not some made-up detox marketing. In the next 30 days, if you replace just 3 harmful drinks with 3 healing drinks, you can feel the difference. After 90 days, your blood tests will tell the story. The choice is yours, and it's simpler than you might think. Science doesn't lie. Green tea's 37% improvement in kidney function markers is real and achievable. The Nurses' Health Study's documentation of diet soda damage is undeniable. Time is critical. Every day counts in kidney health, and the decisions you make today determine whether you'll be spending your retirement years traveling and playing with grandchildren or sitting in a dialysis chair 3 days a week. Start today. Screenshot the perfect green tea formula. Remove 1 harmful drink from your refrigerator right now. Schedule a follow-up appointment in 30 days. Share this information to save someone else's kidneys. We want to thank you for being here, for listening, for having the courage to embark on this journey of discovering what truly benefits your health. A journey that isn't easy, but is worth more than anything else. Hit the bell icon and turn on all notifications so you never miss a life-saving video. The sooner you spot kidney issues, the more you can do to keep things under control. Stay informed, stay healthy.